Hey, what's up guys? How's it going? Thanks for stopping by the shop again for another video of updates on the Rusty Lusty Toyota Restoration. So in the last video you guys saw the Ute bed was put on, the truck got sprayed with some Rust-Oleum gloss almond color, we got some wheels painted and some tires put on it. I've actually added a couple spotlights up in the front. They're actually the same spotlights that are on my Tacoma. Nothing fancy, just some cheap eBay ones. And I have a nice fuse box wired up under the hood now. I just need to get some wiring and some relays. I actually, if you've seen on my channel previously, I had a nice green tin top Samurai that I actually sold. Those lights were actually bought for it. Never ended up putting them on there before selling it, so naturally they found its way on the Rusty Luxy. Hopefully I can get a nice ARB bumper for that truck at some point, and then I can put the lights on that. But for now, it's just on the stock painted Toyota bumper. So if you guys have been following, this is probably my fourth or fifth video, I'm not sure, of this truck. It's made its way from a pretty beat up, rusted out Pacific Northwest 82 Toyota pickup into kind of an Australian Ute style truck, which I really like. I came across the Ute bed off of Facebook Marketplace. It was on a late 2000s Tacoma, sorry, early 2000s first gen Tacoma, similar to mine, but an extended cab. And I got a good deal on it, and naturally I made it work for the Rusty Luxy. Absolutely love the way it turned out. And I actually recently sold the short bed that I purchased for this truck to paint the short bed, you know, put it on the truck. So that's gone. I kind of have a love-hate relationship with selling it. I don't ever intend to take this Ute bed off of this truck, but in the event that, I don't know, maybe I got hit real hard in this truck, and we'll talk more about being hit later. Being hit in this truck and I had to put another bed on it or something, I'd put the other bed on it. Or if I bought another short bed four-wheel drive truck, I could have put that bed on it. If you guys are familiar with first-gen trucks, the 79 to 83 short bed or long beds in non-rusted condition they're pretty hard to come by. They're kind of like a unicorn, and that bed was very rust-free. It was like 95% rust-free. So I got a good price for it though, and made the guy really happy. So anyway, enough blabbing. So this segment is we are going to be working on the interior of the Rusty Luxy. I got the exterior pretty well where I want for now anyway. Paint, bed, snorkel, tires, wheels. It's pretty good, right? So we're going to be working on the interior. So if you guys recall, there was some pretty severe rust in this truck, hence the name Rusty Luxy. So both floorboards are shot. The back portion of the cab, like the seats back, so basically like the back half of the cab, is pretty solid. I've been back there messing around with a hammer and stuff, and it's pretty solid. But the front has some pretty poor rust holes in it and pretty large ones. You could lift up a floor mat and you could see the tires on both sides. So I have a buddy, same guy that actually did the windshield frame welding. He's going to come over this weekend, actually, in a few days, and he is going to cut out the floors for me, and he's going to weld in new floor pans. And then I have a Herculiner truck bed roll-on bed kit, which my wife actually bought me for Christmas like 2 years ago for the bed that was going to go on this truck. I was going to Herculine the bed and never ended up using it because I bought the Ute bed. So we're going to use the Herculiner kit, going to line the floor after the new pans are put in, sand down the floor as best we can, Herculine it, and then I have some, I don't remember where I put it, but I have some kill mat, some sound deadening, I think it's like 8mm kill mat. We're going to lay down on the floor, and then I'm thinking about putting a carpet kit on top of that. I've been back and forth about a carpet kit because this being my work truck, my work Ute, getting firewood, running errands, doing whatever. We live in the Pacific Northwest here in Washington, so it's going to get dirty, it's going to get muddy, it's going to get pine needles and all kinds of other crap on it. So I've been kind of debating about a carpet kit and just Herculine the whole floor and then leaving it as that. And then it's easy to vacuum, it's waterproof, it's, you know, whatever. But I think a nice original carpet kit would really put the cherry on top, complementing the paint job and just how everything kind of looks new on the truck. I also have some new Cabela's bucket seat covers, and the tan color almost matches the interior OEM tan, like the door panels, really well. This is just a little bit lighter, so I think it's going to look pretty cherry. I have something else that's technically here for the truck. It's actually in the Tacoma right now. I have, and this is going to be kind of poor because all I'm going to do is show you a picture. I have a Dometic center console, 11-liter fridge center console that's going to go in that truck. So I actually bought it. Check this out. Off subject. I ordered one like a month and a half, 2 months ago. for the Rusty Luxy. I was going to put it in there because if you guys have seen other videos, I have a Dometic 65-liter fridge freezer in the bed of the Tacoma. So I bought the center console fridge freezer for this truck to have something when I'm going out with friends, you know, going over to a buddy's house or whatever. I can keep beers cold, whatever. And so I got it here, and then the interior needs so much work. I didn't want to put it in the truck right away. And then I realized this could fit almost perfectly in my Tacoma center console. So I took my Tacoma center console out, put the Dometic fridge freezer in the Tacoma. Looks perfect. It's gray. It matches the interior of the truck. It looks like it was meant to be there. If you guys are familiar with 80 series Land Cruisers, there was actually a factory option to have a center console fridge in there, and if you didn't get the center console fridge, this Dometic fridge freezer fits in there perfect, almost like it was meant to be there, just like the Tacoma. It does squeeze between the seats pretty tightly, but it looks really good. So, knowing me, what did I do? Bought another one. It's actually out for delivery today. So, I mentioned earlier about being hit. So, about a month ago, we were in a rear-ended accident in my Toyota Tacoma, right down the road here, Highway 16. We were actually going to a pediatrician appointment for our newborn daughter. She was a month old. We got hit from behind really hard. Coffee sprayed everywhere in the cab. Got all over the new fridge console. And we're okay. My wife and I and our daughter are okay. The other guy hit me with a Hyundai car, totaled it. The new 4x Innovations rear bumper, it messed up the new Raptor lining that I put on it. Pretty bummed out about that. It broke one of the bolts off that mounts it on. It pushed my tailpipe up inside the cab. Underneath the cab, bent my tailpipe in half, pushed my mud flap way up, and it's done some minor damage to my truck. So it's going to get hauled away on a tow truck on Monday to go to the repair shop. It's drivable. I mean, I drove it home from the accident, but it's going to go down there and they're going to repair all of it, inspect the frame, and do all of that stuff. And I told them, due to the fact that the exhaust was pinched off, I don't want to drive it, so you guys can take it on a tow truck. But so, aside from that, why am I talking about that? Well, that fridge freezer, it got coffee spilled all over it. I cleaned it up, of course, but that one is not new to me anymore. You know what I mean? It's not fresh out of the box anymore like the other one will be. So I'm going to take that one out. It's going to go in the Rusty Luxy, and the new one will go in the Tacoma when I get it back from the shop. So enough blabbing. What I'm going to do here, I haven't thought this video out completely well. Hey, probably like most of my videos, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my phone up maybe on like a time lapse, and we're going to rip out the seats and then the current center console that's in it, which is a cooler center console, literally a cooler. It plugs in the cigarette lighter and it's a cooler, but it's not as cool as the Dometic one. So we're going to rip all that out. There's no carpet in it currently, and then floor mats and everything, and then it's going to be pretty well prepped, I think, for my buddy to come over and get the floor cut out and prepped for welding. He's going to do it all. He told me not to touch it because as a professional sheet metal worker, he'll do a much better job than I will. So maybe I'll do a quick walk around of the truck again, show you what it looks like again prior to us ripping the interior apart. Hasn't changed really at all since the last time you guys saw it, but I do have a box and some Max Trax type boards in the back and a cooler in the back. So anyway, we can go around, check it out, and then we'll start tearing it apart. Let's do it. So yeah, guys, nothing much has changed on the truck, you know, physically on the outside, except for maybe the two spots. The Rust-Oleum paint is still holding out really well. I've driven it quite a bit. It's still got a pretty good shine on it. One thing, knowing what I know now, I would have done one of two things differently. One, if I was going to stick with the Rust-Oleum paint, I would have clear coated it. And the reason why is, if you look closely, you can see on some of the bad spots on the paint where there was like some minor scratches, some of the dirt has gotten down inside the paint. And I might be able to get that off by washing it, but it is just Rust-Oleum paint, so it's going to look, you know, it's not perfect by any means. So if I was to do the Rust-Oleum paint again, I would have clear coated it. But knowing what I know now, after doing this Raptor liner on my bumper, you can buy Raptor liner in tintable kits, and they make a beige kit that almost matches this perfectly. And if I could go back, I would probably Raptor line the whole cab in the same beige color. I could do that in the future, but for right now, the almond color is fine. Mirrors are put on. I don't know if that was done in the last video. So in the bed currently, right now, I'm actually using one of those spreader bars that you twist to expand to, you know, the load bar. And I have my spare tire in the back that's bolted to the headache rack of the cab. I have a Sportsman's Plano box, toolbox, you know, just basic tools and stuff in there. A couple Max Trax knockoffs, they're like 60 bucks off eBay, and then one of the Walmart Ozark Trail 26 quart coolers for right now. I've been back and forth also about putting like a Dometic or an ARB fridge in the back. That's one of the reasons why I put that electrical panel in there. It's like a 20-port fuse box, so you can wire, you know, whatever you want to it, lights and, you know, fridge and, you know, inverter, whatever. So I'm thinking about putting the wiring back here and getting a fridge for the back, but I don't really see myself currently doing a bunch of camping in this truck. That's what, you know, that's what the Tacoma's for. So if I'm going to a buddy's house and I want some beers, you know, the 11 liter fridge in the cab is probably going to be just fine. It'll draw less voltage, and then it doesn't take up space in the back. So anyway, that's what's going on here. Not much has changed on the exterior, and we're going to focus on the interior. So on a Facebook group, First Gen Toyota Pickups and 4Runners, I get asked a lot about this bed. Where did you get the bed? Where did you get the bed? Well, I did buy it used off of Facebook, but this is by a company, guys, called Ute Bed, and they are local to me in Seattle. You can buy these, and they are available anywhere in the United States. So these beds, you can get them here, and you can get them for almost any make and model truck. So I will try to link again the website, Ute, I think it's utebed.com. I think it says right on the mud flap. Yep, utebed.com. So I'll try to link it. If I don't, there's where it is. So the interior, oh, that side's locked. The interior, yeah, it's pretty horrible. The outside looks great on this truck, and then you look at the inside. So I found these seats. I probably said this in the last video. These were probably the seats that originally came in this truck when it was purchased new. The matching trim SR5 seats. Found these local to me for $100 off of OfferUp or Facebook, and put them in. It came with like some Integra seats, which weren't bad, but they weren't Toyota seats. So, you know, for $100, I'll deal with that, especially when it's going to have seat covers on it. So, yeah, guys, lighting in here is horrible. I'm sorry, but whoo, there's my shop floor. So, yeah, it's like that on the other side, too. So the flooring is completely shot, but the truck, you know, it's coming along. I've cleaned the dash as best as I can. Yeah, the stereo speaker right there is cracked, which is on every single truck. It's even cracked slightly on my nice 83 over there. That's just something that happens. By the way, I am going to do another video of like this snorkel specifically, guys, but this snorkel kit is for a second gen model Hilux, 84 to 88 Toyota pickup. They're like $160 on eBay, and you can make it work on your truck. They come with a template. You line it up as best you can, drill some holes, boom, you have a snorkel, and this is mated to the factory 22R carburetor. So it is doable. And again, I'll try to make another video of that as I can. So yeah, guys, the back of the cab is pretty solid. I can't tell this on here. There's that cooler thing. It's actually, I mean, it works really well, but I want the fridge freezer in here. And yeah, so basically from this rail back, it's pretty solid. So seats are going to get ripped out, and then my buddy's going to get ready for the floor. So let's do it. It's early as shit and cold as shit outside. It's in like the mid-30s. There may or may not be alcohol in this. I know there is in his. We're professionals. So today's task, aside from trashing the shop, is to completely send it, which is what we're both good at. But his job, because he's an expert, he's the one that welded in the windshield frame on my truck. He did the repairs and did a badass job at it. This is Jesse, everybody. You probably saw him from the last video. He's going to weld in my new floor pans right there. He's going to cut out the old ones. He's going to weld the new ones in. And I'm going to let him do a little explaining, just super brief, because he's jonesing to get going. I mean, like, I don't want to say it on camera. It's inappropriate, but he's ready to go. So I'm going to give him, I'm going to turn the camera towards him and just let him do like a quick 2-minute intro of what he's doing, and then we are going to tear into this bad boy.
Alright, so if you follow me over here, what we're going to do is we have these rust holes.
Sorry, I accidentally hit the stop record button. Back to Jesse.
Okay, let me handle this because you're not qualified apparently. So if I lean here in the truck, that's a rust hole there, and then we got a rust hole right here. So we got the new floor pans right here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut those to the shape I want, trace it out on the floor, grind out a patch, cut out a patch, weld in the new ones, and he will have new floor plans with pans. We also have to refabricate the cab mount on the driver's side because it is rusted and gone. It's just not there anymore. We miss it dearly. I really don't want to have to rebuild it, but it needs to be rebuilt before we do the floor. So, anyways, I'll give you back to Jeff, and that is what we're doing today.
Yeah, as you guys, I realize what I'm doing. I'm accidentally hitting like any button on the side of my camera here and stop recording. So I promise you, we're not drinking that much yet, but it's going to get insane soon. So I'm sorry for all this stupid video cutting. So Jesse's literally about ready to tear into the truck with the cutoff wheel right now, but what I'm trying to do is, this is the OEM gas pedal. It goes on a little rod right there that goes to the throttle cable. And it attaches to the floor pan that Jesse's going to be putting in. Well, it's also rusted and rotted out. So what I'm going to do, I think, because I'm an awesome sheet metal worker like Jesse, is he gave me some scrap metal, and I think I'm going to cut a new patch, or I'm going to cut this off with like a grinding wheel, cutoff wheel.
Is that too loud?
Absolutely not. Send it. He's so thoughtful. I'm going to cut this off, and then I got a bolt right here that I think I'm going to try to make a new little plate here, so that way when he's done with the sheet metal or the floor pans, I can tack in the gas pedal. So anyway, we're going to tear into this. I'll throw in some B footage of him rock and rolling as we go, and stick with us for some awesome rust repair, rustishration on the rusty Luxy. Got some vintage 38-year-old classic Toyota floor pans. Free, you pick up. Alright, so a quick shop update before I head in for the night. This has turned into like a 5, 6, 7, 8 day floor pan project. Way longer than expected. So I know this video is already getting kind of long and you're tired of hearing me blab, so I'll get this done kind of quick here. Inside's a total trash heap. So he's done with the passenger side, and I've got the floorboard completely POR 15'd. Kind of got it done back here as well. I was kind of hitting just some basic rust spots that I kind of noticed. And then he's currently working on the driver's side. Here's all the metal that's come out of the truck so far. That's the driver's side cab mount. This thing was just rotted, man. It's pretty sad. Got my UHF radio antenna hooked up on a mount that I just fabbed up. Awesome scrap sheet metal that I got back there. Working on exhaust stuff as well. Took the cat out. Don't need that shit. And then, kind of hard to tell, but he's got a new cab mount welded in there. And then, I don't know where the floor pan piece is. It's over there somewhere. But we're getting there. We're almost done. We're like rounding third on the way to home right now. He's got the new cab mount welded in. And then all he's got to do is cut out just a remaining section. That's where the gas pedal welded, the factory mount sits, and it's rotted out. So he's got to cut that part out. And then we're going to grind it all down. I'm going to prime it. And then we're going to put the new pan in, and then we're getting there, guys. It's coming along slowly. I did order a carpet kit for it last night, although believe it or not, I'm not sure if I'm going to end up using it or not. I might just do the Herculiner and see how I like it. But, you know, it's coming along slowly. Got the new LC Engineering header put in. Got some miscellaneous exhaust parts over there. Got the old shitty-ass cracked exhaust manifold off, the air injection tubes that you don't need, and then the manifold cover. So it's coming along slowly, guys. A little bit, piece by piece. Stick with us. We got more shenanigans in the shop to happen. Cheers. Damn it. So, here we are continuing with the Rusty Luxy to-dos. So, got quite the list going on here. It's pretty official. Weld floor pans. Okay. Prep. POR 15, the floor. Herculiner. Floor, blah, blah, blah. Finished exhaust. Jesse's awesome. You finished that. Fix strip header bolt. Fuck off. That pisses me off. Install fridge stereo and switch panel. So, the best part about our cool Rusty Luxy board here is the more that we drink, the less we get done. What the hell are you doing?
It's year whatever, day whatever. I've lost track of all time. I'm tired of working on this fucking Toyota.
What you got in your hand?
This is an accelerator pedal.
You can call it. It's not a Prius. You can call it a gas pedal. It's
accelerator pedal is Toyota.
I guess Priuses are gas though. So
Toyota.
I guess you can call it a gas pedal.
And this has got me tacked welded on.
What do you think of my awesome job making that bracket?
Oh, it's beautiful. It's quite lovely.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Isn't she lovely?
The best part is I did 3 years of welding in high school, and I still have you do all my shit because I'm horrible at it.
Well, you're not horrible at it. You just need practice.
I'm not horrible, but I'm not good.
But
do you want to? No, sorry. Go ahead.
He's holding me hostage, and I want to go home. But we're gonna get the fucker done tonight. I'm gonna get my part done tonight.
He's not lying. I'm holding him hostage. I've took his car keys, mainly because he's been drinking. Not really, but he has been drinking. And so the goal is for him to get the floor pans done tonight. His birthday, 30th? 31st. Good God, I'm a horrible friend. His 31st birthday is Saturday. It's 2 days away. So the goal is to have this piece of shit finished. And what I mean by finished is I mean like there's no holes in the floor and I'm throwing some seats in the bitch. So the goal is Saturday. I'm going to have a legit party at his house. I'm going to drive that motherfucker there, and I'm going to full send it. Luckily, it's only like 10 minutes down the road, so if anything happens, I'll walk home. So why don't you take us through the floorboard shit that you're dealing with real quick, and then then we'll keep this from being we'll keep this from being a 38-minute video, even though it'll probably turn into a 40-minute video. So again, the lighting's always going to be horrible, but why don't you tell us? Oh my goodness, that is.
So there's
gorgeous.
The new floor pan. I don't know why I always say plan.
It's okay. It's okay. I've been calling this thing the Rusty Lusty. So
it's lusty.
It's
indeed.
lusty, all right.
Anyways, we got that welded. We got welded there and there. I got a little bit more to do there, and then a hole to patch there where there's a big rust area where the light is. There you go. Yeah, nice focus.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're almost done, and then I can go home.
Then Jesse can go home. So what you see here is
because I have a family.
Yeah, you had a family. They've left you because you live here now. So, I don't know if I took a video of this or not. I think I actually did, and it's probably spliced just before this. But this whole right side here is now POR 15, and then as soon as he's done with that side, that'll get POR 15, then the whole thing will get Herculined. I did end up ordering a carpet kit, but I don't think it's going to go in for right now. I'm going to probably just Herculine it, throw the seats back in, and then drive this thing. So, yeah, I mean, we do a lot of drinking in here. Otherwise, it wouldn't be called Guns, Gears, and Beers. It'd be called Guns, Gears, and Water Root Beer, which, I mean, if you want to name your YouTube channel that, by all means, it's cool. But We don't do that. So, yeah, aside from us drinking all the time, we actually do things in this garage, believe it or not. I know it's kind of odd, but...
It may not be practical.
It may not be practical. It might not be legal, but things are done in this shop. So stick with us. We're going to consume more alcohol, and we're going to try to nail down a few more things off that list. So this is video number 5, Rusty Luxy. Let's continue. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I don't know if this is really happening or not, but I'm going to say the interior of the Rusty Luxy is done. Why don't you come with me, crack yourself a cold beer, and let's take a look. So I am literally grabbing my phone to start this segment right here after I just tested the fridge out inside. I haven't cleaned up anything in the shop. The shop is a complete disaster. I have tools everywhere. I have wiring. I have spray adhesive from putting the back panel back in. I have my vacuum. I have my buddy's welder here. I have so much stuff everywhere. But let me take you inside and show you what we got going on. The floor is completely Herculiner. The panels were put in. It was POR 15. The panels are done, and the floor is Herculiner. I got some floor mats. How about this? Got BF Goodrich all-terrain floor mats. Same thing as this. They were on clearance. Got my seats put in with the Trail Gear Cabela seat covers. That pretty well matches the panels and the dash and everything. I'm super stoked about that. Got my bus panel installed, which you're not going to be able to see things very well, but the only thing I got hooked up so far is the front spots for the bumper, front bumper spots. And then the fridge is hooked up. Turn the Dometic fridge on here. This is the center console fridge. So it holds, it'll hold about 2 6-packs of beer, about a case of beer. I can't believe that this thing is finally coming along, guys. Stereo's hooked back up. The only thing I haven't done is, you can see the UHF antenna outside. I haven't hooked up the UHF yet. I don't know where to put it. I kind of had thoughts that it would fit right here, but it doesn't quite fit. And then this is an OEM tray that you can put stuff in. I took that out and put it in there. There's too big of a space, and I don't really have ABS paneling to make a dash mount for it. So for right now, it's out. I don't know what to do with it necessarily yet, but I'll get it figured out here shortly. Everything looks awesome. The Herculiner came out really well. It's probably still drying, to be honest with you, because it's like 40 degrees outside. The doors, they shut okay. They're not aligned exactly perfect, but take you over to the driver's side. There's that UHF antenna. I think it fits perfectly. Oh yeah, by the way, the cell phone booster, the booster itself is down inside behind the passenger side seat, and it requires a 12-volt socket. And I currently have my fridge hooked up into it, so for right now that's not hooked up. I'm gonna figure out another 12-volt socket for that here shortly. Here's the driver's side. Second BF Goodrich floor mat. Everything's Herculined. Trail Gear seat covers, I think, look pretty good. Yeah, guys, I can't wait. It's my buddy's birthday today, and actually I finished this up just in time to drive it over there. So, oh, guys, this has been such a fun truck project to work on. And, of course, like all these things, right, it's not done. There's always going to be stuff to work on. The UHF, the cell phone booster. You know, I'll find a bunch of other stuff to work on. I want to lift it. I want to put 33-inch BF Goodrich mud terrains on it at some point. I want to get a winch and bumper for the front. So none of this stuff ends, but that's what makes it so much fun, right? You finish one thing that you've been focused on for so long, and then you have something else to look forward to and work on next, right? Something else to tinker with. I've actually been looking at in-dash navigation for this thing, a single DIN, like flip-up in-dash nav, but the heater consoles are right behind where the dash would, the screen would flip up, so I don't need it, but why not? They're cheap off Amazon. Yeah, guys, I'm probably going to call this the segment of this portion of it. It's already getting to be a super long video. Also, I don't know if you could tell, but I put a little shovel mount there on the side of the bed. Didn't have to drill any holes, used some quick fist mounts. Yeah, guys, it's done. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to tidy up the shop, clean up, head over to my buddies, have some cold beers. Thanks for sticking with me, guys. I'm sure there's going to be more segments of Rusty Luxy coming up. Thanks for sticking with me, guys. Have a great night.